Still loading. Hello. Hi, guys. Sorry, I'm late. 7 minutes late. Who's here? Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm sitting kind of in the dark here. I don't really have my bright light on. Oh, I can't bother. It's going to give me a headache. I'm just going to sit in the dark. Who's here? Bobbert, Rebecca, Vicky, AH. Yes. Kylie, Franca. You have to excuse my lack of energy, guys. I did 2 lives this morning. I did one on TikTok and then one in the squad, our new monthly coaching group, straight afterwards, an hour after. I'm buggered. Then doing work all day, I'm like, I've taken it out of me. So, guys, if you want to join the squad, the Make Them Obsessed mini course has now launched in the squad. The first workbook and video is in there, plus a playlist for you guys to listen to. And people have already added hundreds of songs in there. There's like 10 hours of songs to step into your power. And the first part of the mini course is I am the power. It's really stepping into your manifestation power and understanding that your specific person has no free will. And it's included in the $35 squad membership. So if you join this month, the squad membership includes that mini course. So it'll be there forever. But Hi, guys. Plus, when I start coaching soon, you'll be able to watch the coaching. And you get coached by me on Facebook Friday. Who's here? What's the questions? Kylie. Oh, Priyanka's here. Hey, Queen Laws. Hope all is well. Congrats on all the positives in your life at the moment. Hey, quick question. Can you change someone's sexuality via manifesting? I'm guessing yes, as it's my reality. They have no choice but to turn up the way I think about them in 4D. It's my reality. And then in 3D, they'll show up that way. Yes. Just want your words of wisdom on that. Thank you, heaps. You could just decide they love you and then they love you, regardless of their sexuality. Going to be a part of the pay group tomorrow. I still want to be a mentor too, though. Oh, wonderful, Kylie. Yes. So, darling, look, you just if it's someone whose sexuality is different from yours and you want them to be in love with you, you just see them in love with you. Because what does sexuality matter in terms of loving someone? Hey, Loz, I haven't been on a very long time, but I'm back good. And Kylie, I want to thank you for the super chat you sent me last week. You dropped it and ran. Thank you, darling. It's so generous. I didn't know if you saw the video or not. Hey, Loz, I haven't been on a very long time, but I'm back for good. I've been missing the stern but loving words from you. I was hoping you were live today just to see it was YouTube Tuesday. Yes, it's wonderful. My mum fell ill. Oh, no, and I had to move back for a while to look after her. She's fine now, but my self-concept has been terrible for months now, and it hasn't been like this for 2 years. Ever since she fell ill, made me aware of the 3D rather than living in the end. It can, look, something really bad like that happening, darling, can do that. I've manifested so much before, not so much SPs as my self-concept was good. I didn't need to. I mainly manifested material things. Anyway, I tried to contact an old friend after 1 year. We were so close and did everything together. They did everything for me. I blocked them without warning or closure for no reason, as I felt I didn't need them. I've come to terms with the fact that the reason was so hot and cold with them was because I was in love with them. 2 days ago, I had 2 dreams about them and I was missing them. So I unblocked them and contacted them and they answered. They thought I contacted them because of an emergency, but it wasn't. They heard me out. And I said I took a break from everyone due to my mental health, which is a lie. They don't know I like them. I know they had feelings for me last year, but it was unrequited. Oh, so they had feelings for you, but you didn't like them, and now you realize you do like them. They told me they were hurt because I ghosted them, and they had a mutual friend who fell out with them the same time as I did, and that person said I was talking about them. They also said they had assaulted me, which never happened. Oh, I found out they got a lover now and another friend group. She said I could call her yesterday, but when I woke up to say I'm available to call, they blocked me. I'm not one for obsessing over this, but I can't stop thinking about them. It's a taste of my own medicine, but I can't get over it. I haven't confessed my feelings, but I know when they're with me, it'd be like how it was. I was planning a trip for us in 2024, but she seems so in love how she was with me with this guy. I can't get out of this feeling of hurt and jealousy. Look, darling, if you did things like block them or ghosted them because you're in love with them or you felt like they were going to hurt you, that's some real triggered stuff you need to work on. Someone did that to me at the beginning of the year, and I was just like, my reaction, first of all, was, oh my God, I've really upset this person. I felt really bad. And then my next reaction was, this person's a nutcase because I didn't do anything wrong. And I was only trying to help them. And I thought they cared about me. And I was like, you're a fucking nut. This has nothing to do with me. This is your childhood shit. You're a triggered bitch who needs help, who needs to work their shit out, which has nothing to do with me. I just must have a real assumption that you're triggered or you're really angry about life and now you're taking your anger out on me, right? And everybody heard it first, but then I kind of felt like, fuck you about it. And that's probably what your friend's feeling, because it hurts. When someone blocks you, you've got to kind of own that and take that on and think, I hurt that person's feelings. And it does hurt when someone blocks you or just disappears, especially when there's been no explanation. And if you can look harder, if your friend can look harder and realize it's because you love them, like I can with this person, and realize they've got some issues from childhood that have nothing to do with me, and they just totally misread me, and I can see right through it and see that they're going to realize one day that I did nothing wrong and all I was trying to do was help them, and they're going to wake up and go, oh my God, I'm an idiot. And I'm going to go, that's okay. So just assume that person's like me. They're going to go, I love you anyway. I love you anyway, and I don't care. But at first, you've got to understand they will be hurt and triggered by you because you hurt their feelings. So you've got to kind of own that. But don't see them as hurt. Don't see them as blocking you. Reverse that, revise that, change what just happened. Okay. Is this your third live today, or did I watch your replay this morning? I know, honestly, I'm so tired. But we're launching the group, so the squad. Jess, Loz, I'm howling. So my SP's third party messaged me yesterday saying, we've been through this before, Jess. Why are you starting this up again? I didn't respond. I blocked instead. I know she's threatened. I don't even want him anymore, but she must be so insecure to message me that. Plus, they're away on their 6-month trip to America. So she's still talking you, lol. It's going to bother her even more that I blocked her. So you don't even want him anymore. They're away and she's doing that. How threatened must this bitch be by you? He must have been talking about you or something, or saying, I don't want you anymore to her. They must have had a bad fight in the holiday or something. He's like, I should pick Jess over you or something. Hilarious. Or you're just sending out that excellent self-concept and she's threatened. Hang on, where am I? I never get here early. How exciting. Well, I never get here early either. Morning, I'm in the squad. Whoop, whoop, yay. So excited. Can't wait to make them obsessed. Loz, you're incredible. Look how happy you're making us all. Oh, thank you, Vicky. So, guys, when you're in the squad, the Facebook group, okay, it's a private Facebook group, just like our free group, except this one's a monthly coaching group for $35 a month. You can cancel anytime. And in it, today or yesterday, we dropped the Make Them Obsessed mini course. It's part of guides. So, when you're on your phone, if you go to your phone like this, I'll show you. You go to guides like this, and there's a little burger menu. Go in there. There's the squad, and it says guides. All the Make Them Obsessed is in there. Make Them Obsessed course. It's got workbook, video, playlist. There's affirmations being dropped every day. Saucy bloody affirmations. So saucy I can't put them on TikTok. I'll get banned. All in the group right now, guys. It's part of the $35. Make sure you get some rest. Poor Jenna, she worked such huge overtime last week. I just thought her overtime then was a mistake. And she sent it to me and I was like, did you do 9 more hours or 49 more hours? And she goes, 49 more hours. I was like, what? It's Jenna who needs the rest. Hey, Loz, any affirmations for texts and calls? I'm telling myself that I am the priority and they are contacting me all day, but anything else I could say to myself? Darling, got to work on your self-concept. Why are you focusing on them so much? Rebecca, why is it all about them and them texting you? Why aren't you living in the end of your together? What's with all the contact affirmations? I don't teach that shit. Contact, 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 contact. That's saying, we're not together, we're not together. I need you to contact me. I'm desperate for contact. Contact, contact, contact. I'm assuming we're not together. I just want the contact. Can you just call me? I don't teach that. You might just get contact and nothing else. Is that what you want? I don't teach that. What are you doing? Hi, Loz. I started therapy, so I have to share my stories from the past. So I repeat the old stories. Is that bad? Look, guys, when you go to therapy, you go in, you regurgitate, you have like the vomitorium at the Coliseum. You got a big vomit after you ate too much food. You vomit it all out, and then you walk out and you're refreshed. I've just got rid of the old story and then step into the new state. As soon as you close that door, do that. Loz, you look hot as fuck. Oh, Adriana, thank you. It's my new hair. My hairdresser straightened it when she cut it yesterday and dyed it. My regress was so bad. I hadn't gotten the hairdresser for so long. And she did it properly, the blonde I like, because the other hairdresser, this girl, was away. She was having a baby, and I was like, the other girl ruined my hair, made my hair too brown. What's this? Well, as I started doing affirmations, and tonight I was sad, and then I started to hear, what's wrong, Jen, in a voice that wasn't even mine. I was so creeped out. Is this normal? I was hearing it so vividly. Oh, wow. Could have been your mind talking to you. Or a spirit talking to you. Who knows, darling? We'll just give it good meaning that it was checking on you. Give it good meaning. Loz, help. I started manifesting SP and then I started talking with someone else, and then I found out he is my SP's friend just when I thought I'm moving on. Everything is related to SP. Oh, no. You live in a really small town or something. What's going on? Don't worry about it, darling. Just decide that You can have both of them, and then you decide when you want which one you want. Mhm. Let's help. I saw the one. Thank your sex. Thank your re-sexuality. Somehow managed to get 2 SPs. Oh, haha, yeah, I've been starting work at 5 a.m. So we're going to sleep early and missing the lives. Lol, I was having withdrawals. Now I'm on for a bit. Oh, wonderful, Kylie. Oh, sorry, you're missing them. That's okay. Oh, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Me and my SP haven't spoken in 2 weeks. We haven't fallen out. I just decided I'm not going to chase him because if I was a man, I would chase me. Lol, he will get the idea I don't feel desperate. Well, that's good, darling. Just do that. But don't do it as a manipulation tactic. Like, I'm going to stop talking to him because I want him to prove to me that he loves me. No, no, no. Don't do any of that. You've got to think that they're going to contact you, think they want you, think you're chosen. You're not doing anything to manipulate them as long as you're not doing that because that ain't what we teach you. I'm trying to give a good meaning and say that they remember their feelings for me on the call and they had to block me for their own good and they can't stop thinking me now, hence the blocking. Exactly. That's all it is. Give that excellent meaning, the blocking. Exactly. Hey, I've been struggling with my SP. The other day I got so triggered and blocked her because she says all the right things but does the absolute opposite. It gets me so anxious because of her hot and cold behavior. You're doing that. I want on my self-concept away from her and you worked on and go no contact because how she triggers me. Please advise on whether this would work out and how I should go about it. I don't teach that. That's some bullshit. If you need to go away, how fucking triggered are you that you need to be away from your person? Guys, I don't teach that bullshit because you know what happens? You go away and then one day you go on Tinder and see them there. Or you go away and you find out they're fucking someone else. Or you go away and. How are you going to handle that? You can do that if you like, as long as you can trust that you can handle whatever you see in the 3D. That backfires spectacularly for so many people because of that dumb advice. The whole point of having your person around is it's piss easy when they're not there because you're not getting triggered by anything. The whole point is to have them in front of you. I know both Kimberlez and I say this because we're actually coaches who've manifested people back and we know what it's like to have them fucking in front of you, triggering you. It's much harder when they're there and much easier when you're away, but that's a false sense of security because then when they come back, if they ever come back, when you've gone no contact with them, then you're back to square one because they're triggering you now again and you weren't testing yourself with their triggers, your triggers with them. So go and do that if you want. Like, I don't fucking teach that shit. That's called I'm such a fucking triggered bitch. I can't handle you teaching. Who's teaching you that? Who are you fucking watching? Someone was told to do that by a dumb coach on here and on TikTok recently, a girl who's followed me for a really long time a couple of weeks ago. I absolutely lost my shit because it was the worst advice I've ever heard. I fucking screamed and yelled at her until she finally told me what the fuck was going on with her, which was about her childhood. And I forced her to tell me about what her childhood shit. 7 days later, a fucking SP was back and now he can't stop calling her because she didn't take that fucking dumb advice. Who are you watching? Probably the same stupid bitch she was watching, who's probably never manifested an SP and ever had to be triggered by them when they came back in her whole fucking life. Guys, be very careful who you're watching. Have they actually done this or not? I'm in the squad too. Oh, Moonlight, wonderful. My offer on a house I really wanted was accepted today, and some random drunk guy at work told me and my coworker, beautiful, I don't even care, he was drunk. Oh, I called you beautiful. And you got the offer accepted. Oh, wonderful. There's nothing better than getting a house offer accepted. It's a great feeling. Loz, I sent you a DM on Messenger about possible work. I don't think you saw it. I would say sorry to keep asking, but my self-concept is better now. I don't say sorry anymore. Oh, wonderful, darling. Okay. Oh, look, honestly, I avoid my, Sasha just sent me a voice message. I avoid my DMs like the plague, darling. I don't even go in there. Like friends will message me and 6 months later they're like, you haven't messaged me back. And I'll be like, I can't see your message. There's hundreds in there. I don't see them. Don't message me there. So I promise I'll go in and look this weekend. Okay. I can't in the next 2 days because I'm so busy, but I promise I will. Andella. Hi, Loz. Can we get the same result if we affirm in another language? Yes, darling, of course, because all videos I watch are in English, but not my native language. You just affirm in your native language, darling, whatever your brain understands, not in English. Your hair's beautiful. Oh, thank you. I won't be able to get it like this again. You know when the hairdressers do your hair really nicely and then you're like, it's only good for one wash. Loz, you have done so well. You've helped so much. So much. I've followed you from the start. Congratulations. You deserve it. Oh, thank you, darling. I've helped you so much. Oh, wonderful, Penny. Oh, I'm thrilled. My SP has reached out a few times the last few weeks and we have been for food. He's been quoting my affirmations, telling me he respects me. Oh, I'm quoting your affirmations, taking you out for food. Oh, love that, Jen. Is it okay to manifest both SP and his bestie? I'm focusing on self-concept, zero affirmations about both that could work. Yes, darling. I have to also affirm self-concept, and partly the two are in love with me. Just decide they're both in love with you, and whoever is the best man wins. And you'll make your decision. Hmm. You can manifest two people at the same time. What's wrong with that? Loz, I had a baby with a narcissist 8 years ago when self-concept was in the trash. I wanted to enjoy motherhood, but feel trapped parenting with a deadbeat baby daddy. Jesslyn, if you keep saying they're like that, they'll turn up like that. He's turning up like that because that's how you think he is. So he's a narcissist. He's a deadbeat. Do you watch me? Because you're describing it all the wrong way. Who's extremely disrespectful and never helps. That's because of you. He got married shortly after he disappeared on me during the pregnancy, and he likes to tell me I'm a bitter, jealous baby mama. You sound like it. And a single mum. It's exactly what you sound like. I agree with him. He literally doesn't help with our son at all. I probably wouldn't either. We were together 3 years on and off. Jesslyn, he's parroting back to you, just like I am, your thoughts about yourself. He's a deadbeat. He doesn't respect me. I don't get respected. I'm not even respecting your question. Guys, you've got to understand, you attract narcs with your shitty fucking self-concept, and now you're blaming him for turning up that way. He just treated you how you felt about you. So, Jesslyn, how did you end up with a person who treated you badly from the start, was never really there for you, disrespected you? You decided to have a child with him, did you? You decided to go with through the whole pregnancy and have the baby with them. Why? Probably because your self-concept was in the fucking trash when you met them. So why are you blaming them for the way they showed up when they were literally just reflecting your deep core feelings about you being not good enough from the start? And now you're calling him a deadbeat dad. You had a baby with him, did you not? Didn't you choose to do that? Was that not your choice? Guys, you've got to look. If you've chosen a person, you fucking chose them. Yeah, you did. Okay. So you fucking chose them. You're going to eat that. Oh, wow. I made a really shitty choice of a person here when I had really shitty self-concept, and they're reflecting still my old self-concept. So I need to change my thinking about myself and about them if I expect them to change. But you haven't changed your thinking about them at all because you're describing them as a deadbeat, describing them as a narc, describing them as disrespectful. So how do you expect them to change? So he's going to turn up not giving you money for your kid, not respecting you, hanging out with his new wife, not giving a shit about you and your family, not respecting you or being there for you, treating you like crap like he did before. What happened to you as a kid, Jesslyn? Instead of telling me all about him, tell me about you. So how did you end up with such a dickhead? Tell me about your childhood. Like, did your dad leave, or you just feel not good enough, or you're abused? One of the three. I'm not blaming you, but I'm trying to get out of you the fact that I'm trying to get you to see that the way you're describing him is how he'll show up. If you don't change the fucking story, they won't change. I don't want you ever describing him like that again to a friend, to a relative, to your mum, to your dad, to the fucking postman. You don't describe them like that anymore, ever again, not even in your own brain. Nope, both of my parents were and still around. Okay, so why did you end up with a person like that? Are you a massive people pleaser and overgiver? Do you feel not good enough in yourself? Something's going on. It's not just abandonment that does that. It mostly, when you attract a narc, it's because you're a people pleaser and overgiver because you don't feel good enough in yourself. That's normally what it is. That's how you get narcs, not getting abandoned. So what happened to you as a kid where you feel not good enough about yourself? Either you were compared to other kids, or you were dyslexic, or something was different about you, or you moved around a lot and you never felt like you had enough friends and you felt like you were alone a lot, or your mum was a massive overgiver and so you're just copying her, thinking that's what love looks like, or your parents didn't have very good self-esteem, very good self-concept, so you're just the same. What happened there? Nothing happened, just thought I was in love. No, no, no. You don't attract a narc unless there's something in you that allows you to be treated badly. So what allowed you to be treated badly? Why did you put up with that? I'd call bullshit. Bullshit. Now he doesn't even have to be a dad. He just runs free. Well, that's your belief. You obviously haven't watched me much. Are you new? Because you're not getting this. You're not identifying how that happened. And I'm not blaming you. Well, you can cry all you like. It's not going to make any difference. I'm not going to have sympathy for you because you're crying. I need you to hear this. Do you want to change or you just want to be a victim? Ah, that's how you ended up with a narc, because you're a victim. So you can be a real victim in life and think things happen to you, right? And things get inflicted upon you, and then you'll attract a narc because you're just like this. Oh, I'll just take whatever your treatment you give me, whatever crumbs you give me in the relationship because I'm just not enough. I'm just a victim and shit just happens to me. No one cares about me. Do you say things like that? He doesn't care about me. He's not there for me. Are you just walking around all day feeling sorry for yourself, crying, being a victim, boo-hoo? Are you doing that? Because that's why I treat you like that. And that's why I'm talking to you. Can you understand why I'm talking to you the way I am? So you got to understand, guys, even through the screen, I can feel your victimhood and I'm going to treat you and talk to you accordingly. So think about how someone treats a homeless person. If that homeless person who was just spat on during the day or just thrown a 20-cent piece or whatever and walked past by 1,000 people in the street, if that same person the next day was cleaned up, showered, put in a lovely suit and sat in an office, people would treat them completely differently because they were no longer in victim state. You're in victim state, and that's why I'm talking to you like this, because you're actually emanating victimhood through the screen. So I'm actually treating you in the same poor way, disrespectful way that your person does. So, darling, if you want him to change, the only thing you have to change here is you. It's not even the story about him necessarily you need to change. It's the story about you being hard done by, having people treating you badly, being trodden all over, and being disrespected. Now, where are you getting that from? Where's this victim shit coming from? Because you got to work that out. Were your parents really negative growing up and they're victims and they whinge and moan and whine? Do you come from some Balkan country or Russia or something where everyone sits around back in the day when this happened and they're all depressed? I know that, like, honestly, I don't mean that to be like bad, like anti-Semitic about certain countries. You know, when you go to certain countries and people have a mood about them, like my Croatian relatives are like that because they live through wars and shit, right? They just have a mood about them. And so the stories will all be negative that they tell. It won't be like positive. Not that all Croatians are like that, but I'm just saying. So what's going on with you? Because we need to work that out. Then you need to change the story about him. But at the moment, it's going to be very, okay, they were strict. Okay. So if you had strict parents, strictness implies you're doing something wrong. I had an extremely strict mum who made me feel like I couldn't do anything right. So guess what my predominant assumption is about myself right now? That I can't do anything right. And guess what will happen? People will block me or get triggered by me or think I'm wrong in some way or I've done something wrong when I haven't, but it's just my assumption that I'm wrong. Therefore, I'll do things wrong because there's something wrong with me. Because the assumption is if your parents weren't strict, like them being strict is telling you there's something wrong with you. Even though they're just doing it to be helpful parents. You get it? So that's where it's come from. And then you'll feel not good enough. Oh, here we go. Then I had my son out of wedlock, extremely Catholic family, and haven't felt better since. Oh, it's the religion. Okay, that's where you're getting it from. You just grew up in a fucked household full of religion. That's what he's telling. Most people who had calls where they grew up in fundamentalist religions are fucked. We're the most fucked on the calls. I really, no offense, it fucks them the most. Okay, so can you understand why I'm saying that? Because you've got the strictness of a family and then the shame of what you carry around that you did something wrong. So you had a child out of wedlock, so you're wrong, you did something wrong. Then you're going to feel wrong, aren't you? So it doesn't matter what you do with your baby daddy, you're going to be wrong. It doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to be respected because you weren't respected by the church or your parents or the rules and you just carry shame around when religion's attached to you. Right. So then you wonder why you end up with a person who treats you like shit. So thanks, mum and dad, for the extremely fucked up religious household where you thought this was really great, but it actually fucked me in the brain and made me not get respected by anybody because I feel ashamed of myself every time I do something wrong because you made me feel like anything I did was wrong. Mhm. So you're going to assume that having the baby was wrong. So why would he stay in a situation that was all kinds of wrong? So until you change that story that what you did was right and you made the right choice, he won't come back or be good to you because you're disrespecting your own choice, yourself, and what you did and carrying a whole lot of shame around. So how's he going to treat a person with shame, a victim, a shamed person, a belittled, shamed person? Isn't he going to treat you badly because that's how you feel about you? So what's it got to fucking do with him? He could at least help, at least. Oh, I'm a victim still. He could at least help. No, Jess, you've got to fucking change your thinking if you want him to change. He's not going to help you while you're in this. I feel fucking sorry for myself. I'm a whingy, whiny victim. I'm not helping you anymore. You're not listening. I've spent enough time. When you get out of victimhood, let me know. Come back on the next live. Oh, thanks, Barbara. Wonderful, darling. Thank you for the super chat. Where is your message? It says message retracted. Have you got it written somewhere else and I just can't see it? Barbara, where's your message? You sent me $2 with no message. Where's your message, darling? Where am I? Here's Butte. Oh, thank you. Where am I? He calls me and does things for me, and now he's this obsessed course. I'm going to get all the movement. Yes, with the obsessed course. Yeah, before I knew about this, our therapist told us to go no contact, but we didn't listen to that, and we talk every day, and it's the best because I know what to work on when I get triggered. Exactly. See, when you say no, when therapists are saying go no contact, fuck, they're all about the boundaries. Therapists, they're not about accepting your cause. If I know that job I want, but don't know what action to take, or I'm scared, what can I affirm? If I know what that job I want, but don't know what action to take, or I'm scared, what can I affirm? All the decisions I make are the right things. All the things I do are the right choices. I make the right choices. Say things like that if you're scared, darling. Hi, Lord, should I affirm for a specific man, even though I'm not sure if he's the best for me, or should I affirm in general? It's up to you, darling. You can affirm for them, and then somebody else might turn up that has those qualities. Or just be general and be like, they're so in love with me. I have a beautiful new man. I have a man who treats me beautifully. I did that once and one just turned up. I wasn't specific about the type of man. I just said he treats me beautifully. Hi, Loz. Oh my God. I finally made my ESP become exclusive with me. He was amazing, treated me perfect. I started having really low thoughts, and he's turned around saying he's too traumatized from his last relationship and doesn't want to continue because I will hurt him. I've been so distraught and trying to keep affirming. Is there anything more I can do? He won't respond to most of my messages. Why are you still messaging him? He was amazing, treated me perfect. I started having really low thoughts, and he's turned around saying he's too traumatized. Well, what were your low thoughts? You've got to identify what those were, darling, and change those. That's what caused it. That's why he went from great to not great. Were you thinking, oh, he's going to pull away, he's going to turn out like all the rest, things never work out, this is too good to be true? What were you thinking? This is too perfect. I can't believe this has worked. I can't believe I've attracted such an amazing man. Hope it doesn't change. Hope it doesn't pull away. And then he did. Or he's got trauma from his past. I hope that doesn't affect us. Whole lot of reasons why you're not going to get the love you need. This is not going to work out. Stephanie, you're dreaming. What are you doing? This isn't going to work. Back out now. Or fuck it up now. Or self-sabotage it now. Or start thinking bad things now so you don't get hurt. So you don't get hurt. And then he says, I don't want to hurt you. You put those thoughts in his brain. The word narcissist, have you heard the saying, if you can spot it, you've got it? Meaning if you can spot a narcissist, you're one yourself? That's complete bullshit, darling. No. Narcissism is self-hatred. Do I have self-hatred because I can pick a narcissist from 20 miles away? I don't hate myself. I can just see it in a person. No. When will this live be uploaded? I need to pass it on to my entire family straight after this, darling. Hi, Loz. I bought the course, joined the group. Can't wait to get it all. So guys, the Make Them Obsessed mini course is part of the squad. So when you join, you'll see it in the guides there. Babe, hi Loz, a few days ago, SP said he was in a relationship. I'm so confused because 1, I don't even think he is. 2, my chosen was quite low now. Although I do have other high areas. Any ideas? I'm still working on the dominance. Oh, okay, from the course, dominant fears. Look, Faye, sometimes what can happen is, I was explaining this to someone on the live this morning. They're like, I started your course and then my boyfriend split up with me. And I was like, but why did you start the course in the first place? She was like, oh, because I was worried about the relationship. I'm like, right, so that's playing out. It's not my course. So you've got to understand, when you start discovering things about yourself, why did you even go and do a course? Why did you even start watching manifestation coaching? Were you afraid they were going to split up with you or going to find someone else or not going to come back? And then you started watching manifestation content. So that's now playing out. That's all that is. So don't read into it, because all it is the old shit playing out from before. Then keep working on you and assume you are back together or whatever it is or is with you now. Is it true that childhood stories matter so much? They literally form who you are, darling. All your beliefs, everything. They fuck you for life, basically. Not that we want to think that, but it just forms the you are. Every time you get triggered, guys, you've got to think about this. You're like a 7-year-old having a tantrum in your mind. Your mind's having a little tanty and you're getting triggered by whatever it is that hurt you at 7 or before. You're still a 7-year-old in your mind. And he doesn't know any different. It's just reacting the way a little 7-year-old would react. That's why sometimes when you have relationships with someone, you have a fight, they act like really childish. And you think, the fuck is going on? It's because it's a little child brain. I've had guys throw tantrums at me, scream at me over the phone, and act like children. And I've been like, what's going on? And then I realized, oh, it's just their triggers. Nothing to do with me. Okay, I'm legit crying since you gave the answer, Jesslyn. I grew up in the same, not a Christian. Guys, if you're in a really strict household or a household where it makes you feel ashamed of who you are and what you do and how you've made choices, you're fucked basically. Because you spent your whole life being told that the way you are is wrong and you've got to obey the rules. And if you don't, you're wrong. So you can spend the rest of your life thinking your life is out of control, that nothing's ever your own, or you're not going to get what you want because when you're a kid, you didn't get what you want. Or when you were a kid, you were told you were wrong. Or when you were a kid, you were told you weren't enough. Or when you were a kid, you were shamed by making certain choices. So Jesslyn was shamed into the choice of having a baby. Now she feels ashamed of herself and she expects this person to respect her when she's carrying around a whole lot of fucking shame. Shame will kill you guys, like kill your existence on earth in terms of I carried around shame for most of my life till my 40s. It fucked me royally. Shame will just ruin you because what it is you thinking you're ruined. You are a ruined person. You are a wrong person. There's something wrong with you and it will just fuck you until you get rid of that. If you don't believe me, go and watch Brene Brown's TED Talk on shame. It's really eye-opening. And you won't be vulnerable with people and you won't open up to people and you'll blame everyone else for your problems because you're carrying around all this fucking shame from childhood that you never got rid of that makes you feel like there's something essentially wrong with you. And there is nothing worse than to make a child feel like there's essentially something wrong with them. You fuck them for life, basically, until you get rid of that stupid belief. There is nothing wrong with you. And in the eyes of God or whoever, aren't you born perfect? So what the fuck has someone given you all this stuff loaded onto you that you're not born perfect? You're born perfect. Everything about you is perfect. And any layers of any shame or anything where people were strict and made you feel like you were wrong, take it off. You weren't. You're born perfect, weren't you? Kind of rambling there, but you know what I'm saying. It's 14-year-old Melissa. I'm doing amazingly with reaffirming and affirming at school and in free time, but I've been getting really triggered and I'm starting to hate my body and the way I look again. Help. Oh, Melissa, you'll be fine. Just having a bad week. Don't beat yourself up. I think I just shut up and continue affirming, but I'll start to get depressed again. Don't worry about that, darling. I literally just tried to make myself look like an OnlyFans girl because I want to be like her. You want to be like an OnlyFans girl? No. Look, you're just having a bad week. Put it down having a bad week. Don't worry about it. You can't be perfect all the time. You can't be like, I'm in the state all day, and then you have a bad day. And then you'll be like, oh, no, I'm back to square one. No, you're not. You're fine. Just had a bad day. Had a bad week. Thank you so much for helping us all. Oh, that's right. Too good to be true. Yep. It's the worst thing you can believe. Sorry, I meant I know what to do as a career. I'm just scared to do it. Oh, okay. We'll just start stepping in the state that you're good enough to do it. Then you won't be scared anymore. Also, the job I do right now, I hate, but pays well. How do I live in the end and what I want to do while working in 3D? You've got to really work on you're good enough to do what it is you want to do with your life. That's what you got to work on. That's where the scared stuff's coming from. I'm just going to start binge watching your vids again to make me feel better. Oh, good, Melissa. Hi, Loz. Bought your course and joined the squad last night. Oh, wonderful. On your Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, getting the emails, etc. In what order should I start going through the things? Super excited to get going. Oh, wonderful. Well, I would start the course. If you've got the Kick-Ass You course, start it straight away. And at the same time, do the Make Them Obsessed course in the squad. Or leave that till later if you want. But start the course. And just keep going through it. Mm-hmm. This life is such an eye-opener. I've been carrying around so much shame my whole life. Guys, I did. And I don't mean to say it ruined your life, but it ruined my life. I hid from people. I kept secrets. I became an actor, I think, because I was such a good liar. Like, I could do things like, I remember there was this, I was really poor once in England, had no money, and I couldn't have a proper job, right? I could only have cash money jobs because I wasn't on a proper visa for the first 6 months I was there. And I saw this advertising thing. It was like selling West End concert tickets. And what it was, and I didn't realise till I turned up that day, what it was they were selling concert tickets in Covent Garden, but they were making people go to a different spot in Leicester Square to get the tickets, and they were charging 5 times as much to tourists in Covent Garden who didn't know that over a couple of streets away in Leicester Square, the same ticket was 5 times less. So they would make us go and stand in queues and buy the money over there, buy the tickets over there, and then bring them back. And most people could only get 2 tickets. I would come back with 50 tickets, 30 tickets, 25 tickets. And they were like, how are you doing that? And I was like, oh, I just made up a story. And I would make up these exorbitant stories about how I had a busload of tourists and I needed 25 tickets and da 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 da. But normally they would think that was scalping, and so they wouldn't sell it to you. But I was such a good liar that I could do it. Now, why did I become such a good liar in my life? Because I kept secrets my whole life. So that's why I'm so good at reading people through the screen, because I lied so well, and I read people so well because I literally hid myself from people. So when people are hiding from me in calls or on lives, I can tell because I'm such a good hider, or I was. And I could make up any old story and people would believe it because I became so good at hiding what I was ashamed of. So I know that it destroys you until you stop thinking that way about yourself. Till you start stepping into, there's nothing fucking wrong with me. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't make any wrong choices. I was born perfect. Whatever the problem is that's making you feel shame, or whatever happened to me just happened to me, and that abuse or whatever has nothing to do with me. That was just poor choices, horrible choices by some horrible human being, that it doesn't reflect on me. It doesn't make me the person I am. Mhm. Yes, growing up Catholic did that to me too, having sex before marriage, etc. And then you get shamed for doing stuff outside the religion, and then you think you're wrong. So the person who blocked me, I think they thought I was saying they were doing something wrong, but that's just their assumption because of their upbringing. I wasn't saying it at all. I was trying to help them. If you grew up in a religious background or something whereby you're made to feel like you're wrong all the time, you're going to either assume nothing is ever going to work out, or everything you do is wrong. So when someone says something, you'll read it as a criticism. Oh my God, I'm doing it wrong again. I'm not going to get what I want. That's what this person was doing. I wasn't saying that at all, like not at all. And they read me wrong, like with glasses over their eyeballs of like fucked up religious childhood. And I was like, you didn't even read my message properly. You're not understanding anything I'm saying because your brain's just gone all kinds of back to childhood of, "Oh, I'm never going to get what I want. I don't get what I want. Is she saying I can't manifest what I want?" No. I was just saying, maybe do it this way. Right? What did I miss? Where am I? I fell ill about 5 years ago, ended up in hospital. They didn't know what it was, but was really ill. I was on my own. At the time, as my parents were away, I Googled my symptoms, and silly me, I did that once when I was in hospital and Googled my symptoms and thought I had cancer. Saw the worst case scenario, and now 5 years later, any pain or ache, I get anxious. I went on antidepressants for a while, which helped the anxiety, but I feel it made me feel nothing towards anything. Oh, okay, all the meds. Well, you don't need the meds, darling, if you change your thinking, okay? You just got anxious and also were feeling like you were left there. So, of course, you're going to feel not great in the hospital if you kind of felt a bit abandoned there and no one was really helping you, darling, or there for you. Of course, it's going to affect you. So, you're kind of associating any illness now with that time. So, go back and revise that time if you possibly can, the time in the hospital, the time you're looking up the symptoms, the time of you not having anybody there. Imagine everyone was there for you and you didn't have anything wrong with you. Hi, Loz. Hang on. Where am I? Do you suggest counselling when you have health anxiety? There is nothing wrong with me when I have pain or anything. Just start to spiral. Some days I can talk myself out of it. You've got a vulnerability to harm, darling. That's what it's called. It's called a vulnerability to harm. It means you were once sick and now you associate any time you're sick or any germs around or C word or whatever, you start freaking out because you're actually associating that time that you were sick with anxiety and your feelings. You kind of, your brain's remembering that, trying to keep you safe. It's called a vulnerability to harm. Go and look it up. It'll really help you. I've you got to say I am safe. That was the old days when I got ill. I don't get ill anymore. I'm always safe. I'm always healthy. Loz, I've got SP where I want him. I just now need to help on what I should do to maintain our relationship. He's everything I always wanted to be, or even better. How do I affirm better communication? Why are you assuming from him, please? Why are you assuming it's not going to be good communication? I want him to be more vulnerable with me. All right, so just decide he is. Just say, he always tells me all his feelings. He always spills his guts to me. I'm the only person he can talk to. He feels so safe with me. We always talk. We always communicate. He opens up to me easily. So this is happy to have joined the squad. Manifesting money for the full course. Too excited for the changes. Wonderful, darling. Hooray! Yeah, so guys, if you can't afford my Kick-Ass You course at $145, just join the squad for $35. You're going to be able to watch me coaching people. It's an absolute fucking steal. You're going to watch me coaching people who've done the course. So you're going to learn so much just by watching. Mm-hmm. Any more questions? Also, Laws, I forgot to mention, I went through her social media before the call, and her boyfriend is just like her in the way he comments and the lovey-dovey words. He seems as spontaneous as she is, and I know if he would propose, she would say yes because she has nothing else. What are you talking about, AH? What are you banging on about? I'm confused. Barbara, darling, do you have a question with your super chat? Trying to give a good meaning and say they remember feelings for me and that call and block them on their own good and they can't stop thinking about me now, hence the blocking. I don't know what you're on about. Whose social media you're looking at? Why are you doing that? Why are you looking at third-party social media or whatever you're doing? Stop that, please. Join the Facebook squad. Thank you, Loz. You have changed my life. Oh, hello, wonderful. Love squad. It's going to be so great in there, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to go soon. So the link to the squad is there. Otherwise, just finding my link tree on any of my socials. Okay, it's $35 a month, and the Make Them Obsessed course is already there. The first week is They Have No Free Will. It's stepping into your power. I'm writing down everything I want in life, everything I want to manifest, but then I'm kind of lost on what to do. You don't do anything. I imagine those things in my head and affirm the things I've written. Is that easy? Guys, you don't have to do anything. I know it's a real eye-opener when you start realizing you don't have to do anything to make anything happen, because the whole life we've been made to feel like we have to do something to make something happen. We don't. Are you able to do a sleep tape for health anxiety? Actually, I will do that. That's a great idea. Yes. Tell me what your fears are, and I'll do a tape about it. So tell me, like, what anxious thoughts you have, like on the top of your head. Like, what would you think? Like, oh, I'm gonna get germs, or I hope I'm not sick again, or what's wrong with me, or I've looked on YouTube for others, but I like your voice. What fears do you have? Tell me what they are, because then I'll know what to actually put in it. Like, when you get freaked out about health stuff, what are you thinking? I'm going to get sick again. I hope I don't get sick. Worst case, I feel like I'm going to die. Oh, well, that's no good. What else? Like, you're reading of a heart attack. So you're reading into, like, your beating heart and thinking something's wrong or something? Is that what you're doing? So you're feeling your heartbeat and going, oh my God, I hope nothing's wrong? Are you reading into what's happening? So you'll, like, have a cough, and then, or you'll know that someone's got COVID and you'll freak out. How are you reacting in the 3D two things? Tell me that. When I was a child, I had about 17 surgeries when I was young, around 7. I think I had a subconscious thing of being weird. I think that's how my whole self, how does that translate self-concept now? I had that same thing, Jess. So you'll feel different than all the other kids. Did you tell everyone about that? Because I didn't. And so because of that, I used to hide my scars and my hospital trips. I used to make up elaborate stories about where we'd gone away on holiday when we hadn't, and I was in hospital the whole time. I was such a good liar about where I was. If anyone ever asked me about it, I could make up a whole story. I became a consummate liar, right? And then I would hide it and feel ashamed about it if anyone found out. But you also just feel very different for anyone else, and they won't understand it. Mhm. Yay, first time I caught you live, Loz. Thanks so much for what you do. You're really, really helping me with my confidence. Oh, wonderful, darling. Can't wait to join the course. Love from Brisbane. Oh, wonderful. Yay. So, guys, if you want to join the squad, the course has already started, but you'll get it. Doesn't matter when you join, it'll still be in there. The Make Them Obsessed course. I did a blood test and it's borderline diabetes and cholesterol. I want that to go. Cholesterol isn't even a thing, so I wouldn't even fucking worry about that. My dad was told he had high cholesterol and he just went, screwed up the bloody prescription, threw it in the bin. And the doctor was like, told you that. And my dad's like, that's bullshit. What cholesterol have I got? Which one? The bad one or the good one? And the doctor was like, oh, just cholesterol. He's like, you're an idiot, right? You need cholesterol to live. If you don't have cholesterol, you'll die. Okay, cholesterol is made in your body on purpose. Someone's told you got high cholesterol. They haven't actually discussed with you the difference between LDL and HDL. Is HDL? Then first of all, you shouldn't be listening to that doctor because they sound like a moron. And secondly, why do you think you've got diabetes? So if you've got borderline diabetes, it's because you've got insulin resistance. Have they spoken to you about that, or they've just labeled you with something? They've spoken about insulin resistance and that you probably eat too much sugar, like foods full of sugar, like pasta, bread, blah, 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 blah. Or are you just listening to a moronic doctor and taking everything they say as gospel? Guys, get a different opinion. No, they didn't talk about it. Yeah, because most doctors, did you go to a GP? The general practitioners, they know generally nothing. I've had 2 people in my family die because they went to GPs and got misdiagnosed. They're idiots. Just decide, I can change my diet, I can go keto or cut out all my sugar, and all this diabetes and all this shit just naturally goes away because I didn't have that in the first place. I'm just improving my diet. Everything in my body is perfect. Start saying your body's perfect. Tell your body it's perfect, and then change a bit of your diet and tell yourself that that diet is working, because the placebo of the diet helps you. Go and listen to Dr. Eric Berg, about cholesterol, or Dr. Bergman, one of the two, or Dr. Perlmutter, or anyone who knows what they're talking about. Functional medicine doctors. I will tell my body that. Did Australia not do a time change? You used to come on 5 here. It's now 4:50. No. I'm in Perth. We don't change the time. It's always 5 o'clock here when I do. 5:50. Where are you in Perth? Where I am doesn't change, but the other side of Australia changed. No one to this day knows about the surgeries. Ah, Jess, you and I are very similar then. My dad was a SAS soldier too around that time and was in Afghanistan, which made me even more different. Oh, okay. So you'll carry around a whole lot of shame, Jess, about that, and keeping secrets. You probably don't open up to SPs very easily. You probably feel some shame about your body or your scars, and you don't show them your scars or tell them about it. Don't do that. I did that my whole life. And you can't be vulnerable to people, and you push people away when you feel like they're going to find out too much about you. So instead of them finding out, you push them away and you self-sabotage. Do that. Do fears manifest always? I'm aware of them and affirm, but I'm wondering if they'll show up in 3D anyway. Only if you're so fucking paranoid you keep thinking about it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and you're not bothering to change your thinking and thinking the opposite. Yeah. What do you think happens? If you sit there thinking, this is going to happen, 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 it'll happen. So why are you doing that? Why aren't you thinking the opposite? I don't want to scare you, but that's how this works. Go and use my anti-anxiety meditation, please. So what affirmation should I say? I am perfect. There is nothing wrong with me. I was wonderfully made and I was born perfect. And everything about me is right. And the scars on my body make me beautiful. They show what I went through. I'm enough exactly as I am. I am beautiful just as I am. And I can be myself with everyone now. And they love me exactly as I am. Like that, Jess. Hi, Loge, looking amazing. Love the hair. Oh, thank you. Wasn't because I used your shampoo. It's because I went to the hairdressers. But I will now use your shampoo because I don't want to put horrible Treasure May in my nice hair. I had a bite in my leg, which I didn't notice until hospital, and they kept me in and did loads of tests and had a rough time in there. Then they moved off to different wards and forgot about me. Oh, okay. So that's where it's coming from. So it's actually not the illness and the sickness in the hospital. It's the association with being left alone and being abandoned in hospital, darling. And that's why illness scares you, because you think, oh, I'm going to be abandoned and no one's going to be there for me. And if I get sick, no one's going to be there. That's what it is. It's the association with the kind of abandonment of it. Isn't that what it is? I've been noticing my thoughts wander to where SP is or what he's doing when my end is us married and we live in different countries. I don't know where that's coming from, because you're worried about you being in different countries, you're worried about meeting someone else, or whatever the fear is running you. About the distance. Start to sign the distance isn't a problem. Just read back what I was about to type and answered myself. Wonderful. Being back on here has refreshed my memory, my good self-concept I had. Oh, wonderful, darling. Losh, you're amazing. I love what you just did there. What did I do? What did I just do? Hang on, where am I? Did I miss anyone? I've been messaging SP first all the time, unlike before that he does. Should I step back at first and develop self-concept? Well, if you're developing a self-concept, you'll stop naturally. You'll naturally stop ringing them all the time because you won't be in desperate needy energy anymore and you won't feel the need to do it. So why are you contacting them first in the first place anyway? That's because of your self-concept. You're feeling not good enough or that they won't love you or something. Mhm. Do you believe affirmation works? Affirmations work. Darling, it's just thinking. It's just new thinking. You're affirming right now. I'm a piece of shit. No one loves me. Things didn't work out for me. They're affirmations. All new affirmations is new thoughts that replace the old shitty thought you had before. My pains are all on my left side, and then I think a pain is in my arm and chest and heart attack, or I have a pain in my left leg, a thought, a blood clot. When I was ill, my whole life left side felt weird. I had a temperature. I should have just taken paracetamol, but ended up Googling symptoms. When I was in hospital, I had an infection. When is this uploaded to YouTube? Yeah, it's automatic, darling. Yep, you read me very well, lol. The good thing is my new SP knows about my dad, but nothing about my surgeries. You have to tell them, Jess. What are you so ashamed of? What are you worried about? They will love me just for me. Let me tell you, when you tell them, it'll be the most cathartic thing. And you've got to assume they're going to love you anyway. My family and friends are telling me that my SP won't move to the UK because of cultural difference and that I need to find someone else. I know they are me pushed out. Okay. What affirmations can I use to feel loved and wanted by him and move across the Atlantic for me? Any advice would be very much appreciated. Well, stop listening to your dumb family. Stop thinking that there's cultural differences. Stop saying that. That doesn't matter. And see you and him together, but work on why you feel like you won't be chosen by him. That's the problem. When I felt unwell, I was on my own. Parents always Googled and saw worst case. And then when I was in hospital, rough time, and then forgot about it and then forgotten about it. So yes, now I live on my own and pain down left side, get anxious. Oh, because it's just the alone thing, right? So I remember when I ended up in hospital in England once, and I was in so much pain, and I took myself to the GP, and he was an idiot and sent me home and said there was nothing wrong with me. And then 2 days later, I was so ill, I went back and I said, "Remember me?" And he was like, "Oh my god, you need to go to emergency." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking dying, dude. You're an idiot." Right? And I felt like, oh my God, who's here to call me an ambulance? I just remember I had this feeling like this is why people get married, just so someone's there to call them an ambulance. I remember having that feeling. And when you're really sick and you're alone, you feel horrible. I know that feeling because it's happened to me. So just start saying, there's always people around me. I always have people on the end of the phone to call as soon as I feel anxious. There's always people there for me. Say that, darling, too. I also love YouTube lives. I bought your YouTube premium. I bought YouTube premium just to be able to listen to your lives when I'm on walks. Oh, so you don't have to listen to ads. Oh, really? Is that what happens in YouTube Premium? I know my brother has it. I just skip the ads. So my ex-boyfriend is constantly on my YouTube. I'm basically making money out of him. Like his ads will pop up on my YouTube, and I think, oh fuck you, dude. I'll make money out of you. I'll let the ad run for 5 minutes, and I just go and make coffee and come back. And go, thanks for the money. You fucking idiot. I'm writing my power statement today. What are some of your favorite reasons to believe in your power? Okay, so in the Make Them Obsessed course, guys, the first task is a power statement. Okay, so what are your favorite reasons to believe in your power? Well, because what's the alternative, Tara? Otherwise, you're a victim. You're either powerful and running this shit or the victim of your reality. They're the two choices. You either have the free will and they have none, or they have free will to choose whatever they want to do and you're fucked. They're the reasons. See Kayla's question above. Hang on. Thanks, Loz. What would you say about figuring out something we're very evenly unsure about? I'm 32, I've never wanted kids, but in the last year, I've been unsure of what I want. What's the question? So you're trying to ask me what to do if you're unsure? Ask your subconscious. Go to bed at night and be like, do I want children? Give me a reason or give me some meaning or give me a sign. You can say so. Give you the answer. And you'll know when you know. You'll know how you feel about it. And darling, you don't have to have children if you don't want. No one's pressuring you to. And if you think they are, then that's your thinking. Decide no one cares if you feel like you're being pressured about it. What's the actual question, though? You're not sure what you want. Ask your subconscious the answer. Because I know you advise against it, but SP and I spoke about a whole bunch of things that we need to work on, and he was incredible. Now doing nothing but focusing on the new story. Well, you guys, you can have the conversation all you like, just as long as you don't hang on to that and hold on to it forever. I always love you to go, I bought that. That's great. Hang on, where am I? I also can't stop laughing to myself about your stories of being an amazing liar. Honestly, guys, I used to lie all the time when I was younger. I felt so invincible when I got away with it. I was so good at lying that I just lied my whole life. And one day I just woke up and decided I was never going to lie anymore. And you know why? Also, why I became a good liar, because my mum was so strict I'd have to lie, otherwise I got in trouble. So I had two whammies of like hiding things about my body and my mum being so strict I had to lie. Right? And now I never lie about anything. Nothing. Like I got to a point when I think I was, except my body stuff I still lied about, but I got to a point in my 20s, my late 20s, where I just decided not to lie about little white lies anymore. And I lived with this roommate and she would lie all the time. And like the phone would ring and they'd be like, "Is Bridget home?" She'd be like, and I'd be like, "Yep, she's right here. I'll put her on." She'd be like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Say no." So I don't want to hurt their feelings. Like, do it. She had a thing that she had to lie all the time, not to hurt people and all this stuff. Not your ex's ads. Oh, it's so funny. Where am I? Even when I look back and say how silly they were, people believe them because I never doubted they didn't want about the lies. Yes, same thought. I don't want to have to rely on someone else because I did with my SP and couldn't understand my thoughts. He was brilliant with me, but towards the end it changed and he changed. I know I was thinking I was being silly and annoying and needy and boring, and then my thoughts changed to him finding someone else better, which happened. So now I don't want to rely on someone. Okay, so then you're perpetually going to be alone because you've decided that relying on someone's a bad thing. Relying on someone's not a bad thing, darling. Expressing your feelings of fear isn't a bad thing. Letting them into your anxious thoughts isn't a bad thing. Where are you getting that from? Yes, about being unsure. I suppose it's a self-concept thing. I guess I'm worried there's a block I can't see. Asking my higher self for great advice. I do love working with dreams, so I'll do that. Do that, darling, if it helps you. Absolutely. Hi, Loz. As a theatre actor, what do I affirm to be famous and successful? I'm a famous theatre actor. I work on Broadway and the West End. Everyone knows my name. I love leaving at the stage door and having all my fans there waiting for my autograph, wanting pictures of me. My mum was so strict. Also, my friends used to ask if I felt guilty over it, and I used to say it wasn't personal to her at all. Yeah, well, my mum was just trying to be a good mum. Loz, how do I stop thinking about third parties and infidelity, please? What's wrong with me? Lol, diagnose me. I need to work on that, whatever it is, affirm it gone. Well, why are you thinking about them so much? Are they plaguing you because it still hurts you that they hurt you? Like that the third party came along and your person hurt you? It's just a whole lot of hurt that you've got to get rid of, darling. Just identify that you're the only cause of your reality and you'll stop feeling so hurt about it because you'll think, you know what, I did that to myself. Thanks, Queen. I'll update you when I have an update. Oh, good. I lied so much too. So relatable. My mum was so strict, so I lied not to get in trouble. Oh my God, I was a genius at lying. I was so good at lying. Hello, Loz. Do you believe twin flame soulmate concept? New to the channel? No, no. Who decides that that's true? Who came down and ordained someone your twin flame or your soulmate? Some voice from heaven? No, you did. So only you are believing in that. So if you decide that a twin flame's a thing and you've both got equal trauma and that's why you're bonded in this trauma bond, then how's that helping you for a start? It's a terrible thought to have. Oh, we're both so traumatized and we'll be stuck with each other for life and we probably won't get together and we just got this bond. It's a pretty fucked thought. When I go to 17, I said I would never lie again and started rating myself out, hoping for the best. So stupid looking back. Or ratting yourself out. Oh, okay. On your own lies. I used to believe in the laws and have studied Neville for years, but it feels like a lie and nothing changes, even when affirming I'm the creator and assert my empowered self concept. What's the problem? She's probably doing it all wrong, Clean Kitchen. You can assert you're the power all you fucking like. But have you fucking discovered what your self concept actually is? It sounds like you're just doing bullshit affirmations. I'm the power. I create my reality. I run this shit. All those things. Surface, 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 surface. And you haven't discovered why the fuck you've got all this subconscious thinking that's running your life that you haven't identified that's stopping you from even believing these simple concepts. So have you sat down and actually identified what your self-concept issues are from childhood? I bet you fucking haven't. If you understand the law works, don't you understand you're creating your shitty circumstances right now that aren't working? If you keep telling yourself it doesn't work, isn't that working perfectly? Because you're fucking telling your mind this doesn't work. I've got a problem. This isn't working. I thought I understood this, but it doesn't fucking work. Nothing changes, and then nothing fucking changes. It's working perfect. You just told your brain nothing changes, so your brain is not changing anything. Don't come in here and tell me you understand the law and then say nothing changes and then tell me why is nothing changing. You're not understanding shit. You're the only cause. Do you understand? You just told your mind, which is what manifests, that nothing changes. So it's literally not going to change anything because you just told it nothing changes. That's an affirmation. And you keep fucking saying it and looking at the 3D and saying it and thinking it, saying it and thinking it, saying it and thinking it, and then wondering why nothing's fucking changing. Who have you been watching? Some idiots. If you listen to Neville, you'll know he says the use or misuse of your subconscious mind. Are you misusing your imagination and your subconscious mind? Sounds like you are. You're the problem, it's you. That's the problem. What's the problem? You. Guys, go and listen to that Taylor Swift song. Hence why I want to be able to deal with this on my own and not run to someone. Well, stop thinking that running to someone is a problem. Once I deal with it myself, then I'm in a relationship. I won't be too codependent on the other person. Darling, you've got to fear that codependence is bad. So now you're thinking you can't be with a person and tell them your stuff. It's not bad. You're not being codependent. When you're in a relationship, you rely on each other, don't you? You tell each other things, don't you? That's a fucking relationship. You've got this dominant belief that you have to do everything by yourself because you were left all by yourself. That's where that's coming from. It's not codependency. It's called a relationship. Do affirmations mean thoughts or just sentences we say robotically? No, they're not sentences we say robotically. It's new thinking. I don't want you to be doing anything robotically. That's not what we teach here. Fuck no. That's called vain affirming. It literally will turn to gobbledygook in your mind. Your brain won't even know what you're fucking talking about. An affirmation is the opposite of the shit you currently think. What are you currently thinking? Say the opposite. Think the opposite. Affirm, as in say as if it's true, the opposite. That's all an affirmation is. Taylor Swift needs to cut you a check for promos. You mentioned that new album so much, I even listened to it. I like the idea of it. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I love it. Does she identify that she's the problem? Maybe she has. Maybe she woke up after all these years. Why relationships get going wrong. It was her. The problem was her. All right, guys, what are we going to call this? Anxiety, anxious thoughts, health anxiety. What else do we talk about? Strict upbringing. Oh, shame. We talked about shame a lot. Okay, I'll call it that. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and make sure you join the squad because the Make Them Obsessed mini course has already started in there. You can find it in the guides. So all you need to do is press the link in my the comments here, or in the comments below I'll put it. It takes you to the payment page. You pay your $35. It's reoccurring, cancel anytime, and then it will take you to onboarding steps. There's a video with instructions. It takes you to the onboarding where you have to agree to the strict group rules because we're going to have coaching in there. My dog knows we're going for a walk in a minute. She's growling. You agree to the group rules, then it takes you to another module page where it's going to take you to the link to the Facebook group. You put in your purchase email and your purchase name, not your Facebook name and email, so we can match you up with the system and let you in to the Subconscious Laws Squad. Have you read Compassionate Mind? Oh, no, I don't know what that is. You've helped me manifest everything I've wanted so far. I need to start thinking bigger. Oh, wonderful, Amelia. Yes, start thinking bigger when you manifest what you want. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and see you in the squad. Bye, guys. Yes, I know. You want to go for a walk? Okay. All righty.